It's your boy Tha Monstar. Welcome to another episode of Monstars Mentality. I got my big cuz in the building. Founder of Change the Narrative. How you feeling today?
I'm blessed, man. It's always good to see you, cuz.
As always.
Sure. Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. I wanted to bring him on the show, man. Just spread some light on the dope things that he been doing. Really years into making a pathway for the youth and to the community and the city of Cleveland. So, man, off rip, I really want to say kudos to you.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you. Man, I appreciate that. And he go the thing. Maybe when I was younger, I didn't really understand when it was people that was in my position that was doing some of the things that they were trying to do. I mean, obviously, like the people that were there, like the Darlene Embreys at the center, you know what I'm saying? I only had ties to our family directly, but also to the community that she was serving it in. People like Rocky Melendez, you know what I'm saying? People like Edward Buddy King, you know what I mean? These is people that was doing that kind of work. So definitely like the inspiration came from people pouring into our community, but definitely I would say that the foundation started with like our family, you know what I'm saying? Like our grandma used to be a volunteer for the free lunch program in Valley View Estates that's now called Tremont Community here in Cleveland, Ohio. But yeah, man, she was a server of the people, and I think it rubbed off on my mom, who did STNA work for 25 plus years. Brandon, you know what I'm saying, our cousin Brandon, how influential he's been with brand new youth mentoring here in Cleveland, Ohio, serving over 1,000 children in his tenure, man, gave out over damn near 1,000 bikes, you know what I'm saying, during this time. He's never let up, man. His foot always on the gas. So just, I guess you can say, understanding where I came from, you know what I'm saying, to feel like we can do a little bit more, especially with the things that we were given.
I can say that 100%, man. Even me being a product of the community and being involved with Merrick House and seeing what the things that my family been doing, the love my aunties give, the moves that my cousins is making, it's been nothing less than motivational. And even for you to say like Rocky, like me, like honestly, like Rocky left a big impression on me personally because I spent so many days waking up, go to Merrick House.
For sure.
And like every day, you feel me? And then summertime, he made sure that I got a position in there from 14 to 18. And I ain't gonna lie, that's you saying him stuck out to me only because I thought about him a few times recently and said like, oh, I need to check in, text, call. So I can only imagine how he doing. I haven't text or called. And I thought about him a lot recently. I don't know why, but
it's crazy because you know, Rock is an interesting man. He when you were a child, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of us, like when I was younger and like older guys, you know, they would kind of, you know, they'd curse his name, and I used to be like, man, you know, I don't see it. When you get a little bit older, you kind of can see and understand like the dynamic of the relationship. But I would say this about him, if nothing else, for the entirety of our life until, you know what I mean, he couldn't no more. He provided a place for us to still unite. You know what I'm saying? Even when they gentrification, you know what I'm saying, ended up taking form in the Tremont community, and that was one of the first places that they hit in Cleveland.
For sure. And the hardest.
Yeah, and the hardest, and it displaced everybody. But us still being able to go to the Merrick House for those few years, it kept the unity of that West 7 community intact because of the Merrick House, and obviously like Rock was at the forefront of that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm inspired to definitely do more for the community. I've been back even in Cleveland building for now going on 2 years, year and a half, and like I wanted to do so much more than what I've done. So I'm making sure 2026, I'm making sure I partner in some type of way with the people around me, the organizations around me, my big cuz Brian Chancellor. There is some type of way I gotta get involved with this community, give back, bring the people together, because it's now time for us to come together. It's time to really, as even Brand New say, that village, bring that village back, because we need each other. We need each other. Projections is high. Things is moving in the right direction. And I think a lot more people is more focused than they ever been. But we need each other. Like we really do.
Yeah. Nobody can get anywhere without the collective and it being a team, right? Like when you look at the various major league franchises, no matter if it's European football, their soccer clubs, or football clubs, or NFL, MLB, or NBA, the teams that seem to always be in the thick of things is those teams that establish a culture. Like no matter if the names on the back of the jerseys change, the names on the front and the representation of what it means to wear that part of the jersey is the only thing that matters. And we got to start having that mindset as African Americans, as blacks, as niggas, whatever you know what I'm saying you want to classify us as. We got to start having that mindset of nobody is bigger than a team. Us being classified in those categories mean more than our last names or whatever affiliation that we may, you know what I'm saying, associate ourselves with, whether it be Crips and Bloods, whether it be Kappa or Alpha. We all need to be more on a united front for those of us who identify in that category.
And the culture of things, I realize, plays such a big part, man. Such a big part. You could have two companies, two different groups of people doing the exact same thing, but this group of people got the culture and the mindset on what they're really doing, and say the skill set, say it's completely equivalent, but just because the culture is better, this side of people know they can win, know what they're doing, and being positive about their actions and what's going on. That group of people is go get so much further. Mm-hmm. So much out of all the jobs I've had. My favorite job was Progressive. When I left Akron, University of Akron, I was doing technical support at Plus One in Akron. Then I came and sold insurance for Progressive. And walking in Progressive, it was art everywhere. They switched the art out every 4 months. It was just a whole vibe of it. Even though I hated the job itself, I loved walking in the building, which made me stay there a little longer. And then God got me up out of there when he needed to get me up out of there. But it made me stay longer even though I hated the job, because it's selling insurance is very script. Same 60 calls, same thing every day. Mm-hmm. I'm not the type of person who want to go through the same motions every day. I need new. But that's just an example of like that culture made me love the job and I hated the job.
Yeah. I mean, like, dude, culture is everything, right? Like, I was watching a movie with the Italian mafia, and one of the bosses was talking to one of his subordinates, and he was telling him about how they have rules with, and we talking about culture even in a underworld dynamic, right? He was talking about how the rules are put in place and they supersede the individual acts because that's what make them different than the blacks, the Mexicans, and so on and so forth, and other, races and cultures, because once you enter that life, you saying that whatever comes with this, I'm going to have to accept that, right? And nobody is bigger than this culture. That's why you be seeing, in those movies that depict real life situations of people getting whacked. Because they before we let our culture be exposed, because they understand if they give up their culture, they giving up their people. And I think that once we got through, once we came from slavery through Jim Crow and segregation to desegregation, the things that we established, it seemed like we'd be so quick to sell out. Because when I was down in Miami a couple weeks ago and going to various different restaurants, I'm like, it's crazy. These people are literally selling their culture to us. Like, I don't eat Asian food, no disrespect, but you're not gonna go into a restaurant that's Asian owned and see black people working in an Asian owned restaurant. And to the point where they won't even give up their recipes or their secret. They'll sell it to us for consumption, but not for profit and prosperity. So it's like whenever we get something, whether it be our music, whether it be our art, our our culture, the way we dress, we be so quick to sell.
Yeah, so quick to sell out. And to me, it had me thinking is, to a certain extent, man, I guess you do got the different New Orleans, the Miami, as black people as a whole.
Them are southern cultures, though.
What is the black culture, really? When I think about, especially when you talk about the American black culture, do we really have one? I don't think so. I think about soul food. I think about soul food, and we go through that many times. The Thanksgiving, the Christmas, the July 4th. The soul food is dear to our heart, and hip hop. Outside of that, I can't even think of what the
well everything was like art imitate life, and obviously hip hop is a raw form of life, and I think that we just so intriguing to people across the world. Like they listen to rap music on all 7 continents, I'm sure, but everybody within our culture wasn't listening to the Beatles, wasn't listening to um, Aerosmith, wasn't listening to the Rolling Stones. And again, these are all historic bands, and there's no disrespect to them because I like the music, but that's not what you're gonna be riding down St. Clair hearing somebody playing "Yesterday" by the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Or "We Will Rock You" by Queen. But you can go and watch any of these platforms and see a Asian person crip walking.
Facts. I got a question, man. Do you think that we slowly losing, Black America? Do you think we slowly losing our influence? And the reason I say that is I see a lot of movies, even they black actors, they go into different countries, to Britain to get them. The NBA, Shai Alexander, Wemby, so many basketball players at the top. They not from America. They finding non-American actors. Hip hop is nowhere near as strong as it was when we talking about the 50 Cent, Jay-Z, the Rihanna, the billionaires that we look now who got that influence and got crazy rich. We're not even really seeing that no more right now. Do you think like Black America is losing its influence?
Absolutely not, because I would say this. If anything, again, it shows you how everybody wanted to imitate us. Like it wouldn't be no Shea Gilchrist Alexander if it wasn't no motherfucking Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan and Coke. Mainly Michael Jordan though, because he took the game global.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? They made songs about I want to be like Mike.
Yeah.
And look at the tennis shoe. What tennis shoes is doing right now? That started because of Michael Jordan getting fined wearing the Jordan 1s, and the NBA was contesting it. But Nike saw something in this athletic black motherfucker that said, in the future we gonna be our family's gonna be straight.
And they was right.
Off of him. You know what I mean? So they gambled on black culture. Now, what is forcing us to do with the inception of AI and the emergence of the world is making us do what we always done, and that's be resilient and have to dig deep in that bag. Like, all right, we gave this motherfucker away. Watch this next wave, you know what I'm saying, of people like the Toddies, the Doogies, you know what I'm saying, young dudes like my one young dude, Ramir, you know what I mean? You got that wave of young black people who, you know what I'm saying, they aware of what's going on in the world, but they also is more aware of what's going on in the world around them. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do we, you know what I'm saying, forge that relationship instead of letting what's going on and all this outside bullshit create that division that's been so long, you know what I'm saying, infiltrated within our culture.
Yeah. Because definitely, because with that awareness just come that exposure, and more than any time ever, it's just this big exposure of information and the social media. And even me, I'm 32 years old, and I remember like 12, 13, finally got a flip phone. I saw the dial-up internet. I seen the whole transition of the MapQuest getting printed out to the slow internet to what we is today. Like I'm a product of the whole transition, and when you got so much exposure, you can get lost sometimes. Even like the dating apps when I was young, at different things, and just losing my focus on what I needed to focus on is real. And that's where I do think they do. They got to continue to be molded and just guided and different things. For sure. With this new wave is the biggest thing.
And see, with technology, what I've learned from my own observation is it's one of those things that has sped up time. It's sped up time. Because you spoke of an era pre-technology, before the broadband and the dial-up and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, before digital time, you know what I'm saying? You had clocks on the wall, and everybody ain't have one, and everybody ain't have a watch. So you measured time by the point of day that or lights coming on. You understand what I'm saying? So what I mean is, back in our time, we were able to get lost in time. Right. Today, everybody is always on the schedule to go nowhere and to do absolutely nothing. And we're prisoners of time now, because we have these cell phones that's going to always tell you what time it is. You look on TV, it's going to tell you what time. In your car, it tell you what time. I got to do this. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, me and my partners will be on vacation and be like, man, I gotta do this when I get back, and I'll be like, hold on, brother, like that shit is gonna be there. Keep it there. You gotta stay in the moment, and that's the thing. We gotta start, you know what I'm saying, understanding how important this moment is, because without this moment, there is no future, and we gotta somehow be able to relay that message not only to ourselves but to our generation of children as well. To be like, it's okay to step away from the technology and just enjoy the earth. Facts. And those are the things that keep you grounded. Those are the things that make you be like, it's way more things to life than clicks and likes.
And that's just one realm of life.
And that's just one realm of life. You know what I'm saying? And again, understanding that one day, you 10 years old, or you 9 years old turning 10 years old, and your little cousin coming into the world, and then you 20 years old and he's 10 years old at some point. Now he's 32 years old and you're 42 years old. And I'm saying that to say that no matter what, the longer, you know what I'm saying, we kept living, the more time you saw elapsed. I went from a boy into a damn near 50-year-old man, you know what I'm saying, from the time he arrived to this earth till now. And 10 years is a lot, but it's not a lot, because everything that, you know what I'm saying, I was going through, you was shortly preparing yourself and following suit just by time in itself. And the one thing, you know what I'm saying, that I began to realize, and especially like within my 30s, is my mortality. Like, things happen and they happen fast. And I'm not going to be on the world's time, but I'm going to be on my time.
Just like you said, living in that moment. And my favorite player is Akron's Cleveland's own LeBron James. I mean, he talked about that a lot the last couple of years, and a couple of interviews, where just remember to be in the moment, to stay in the moment. Retirement may be coming later down the road. I might have been my prime years earlier, whatever the case may be on this timeline that you're currently in. But the only moment that exists right now is right now. It's the only time that exists. Mm-hmm. Me sitting right here next to my cousin, 50 years don't matter, yesterday don't matter, tomorrow don't matter yet. Like, the only thing that exists right now is right now. And we got to remember that and execute right now and just get things done and enjoy right now, man. Got a lot of times get locked in on just whatever y'all and we locked in with, but enjoy life. We got to enjoy life, figure out a path, and get back building with the people. Get that village, get that family. bring family closer. Hug them. Go hug your family today for no reason.
For sure. And if these past 5 years haven't taught us anything, you know what I'm saying, especially like with COVID, was how valuable time, you know what I'm saying, really is. Like, I know, um, your mom, her health situation, like when COVID first hit, like she was the first person I thought of because of her ailment. And I remember her saying that during COVID, Auntie Robin came down there and she was knocking on the door and she wouldn't let Auntie Robin in. And as Auntie Robin was leaving, your mom was crying. And that was because she couldn't let her big sister in because of what was going on in the world. And I'm saying all that to say, um, thank God that we passed, you know what I'm saying, times like that. But if that type of time away from your family didn't cause that kind of pain or hurt, nothing ever will. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's very important to embrace, like you said before, the people that you love. Just hug them, like call them, check on them, because you know what I mean. Like, it's a lot of people who didn't get the opportunity to wake up this morning. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people who we've lost along the way, who no longer here. So while we're here, we got to start being able to appreciate and celebrate one another. And that's what I feel like I always try to do. I'm very intentional in that regard. Like I say, you being my younger cousin, man, it meant everything to me when you decided to uproot and move to Atlanta, to always make sure I stayed in contact, because even though you was down there by yourself, I wanted to always, you know what I'm saying, be clear that you wasn't alone. And I try to do the same thing for Thomas, Rail, you know what I'm saying, Sincere, so on and so forth, you know what I mean? And making my presence contagious for y'all to be like, man, I'm going to make sure I check on Marcus. I'm going to make sure I check on Doogie. I'm going to make sure I check on Ari. Just like Big Cuz did for me, I got to make sure that I'm doing the same thing. And that's going to, you know what I'm saying, being consistent with Brandon be saying, with us establishing and sustaining and maintaining our community and our village. Because I can't say me knowing our grandmother, you know what I'm saying, for the 19 years that I was blessed for us to have her. It's a very simple woman, and she raised, you know what I'm saying, our aunts and uncles and our moms to be just that. So they don't require much. Like, if you give Auntie Allison $20, man, I'm going to the casino. I needed that, and that mean the world to her. You know what I'm saying? And it might be a small gesture. So sometimes, like, you can't overthink it, because just the fact that you acknowledging your aunt, your cousin, your brother, you know what I'm saying, your sister, by just calling them, that's they appreciate that in itself. Think about it like this. I always tell people, my aunts is more like my mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like I call Auntie Robin, Auntie Risa, Auntie Alice. I go sit with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I check on Auntie Doris. You know what I mean? Like Auntie Kendra, I text her every now and again. I love you, Auntie. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's in Chicago. One thing about it is, I know that going back into how important time is, if natural selection takes its place, one day, my mom may not be here, and I'm gonna need my motherfucking aunts. And instead of it feeling like it's forced or forged, or we only got this close because of something happened, it's like, no, it's just natural. Now I need to be around them a little bit more, and they understand why, because they know the love that I have for my mom is the same love that I have for them.
That's what been forcing me to go over this hump, man. Instead of even being like my sad days and different humps that I had to overcome, I'm like, man, nobody is guaranteed to be here tomorrow, and you have to truly keep remembering that. Mm-hmm. This life is great, this life is amazing, but this life is not promised tomorrow. Now, I do believe that our soul, our energy is not created or destroyed. That electricity charge in us moves forward, and I do think that I'm gonna see all my loved ones in another life, a past life, or in God's paradise. But here on Earth, like it's not guaranteed, and that's what even been more making me take that push and get connected with good people, family first and most of all, but just good people in general in this world too. I've been trying to really just make sure I get grounded and trust God and get connected with good people. You feel me?
So what you kind of speaking on um is being more intentional
Yeah,
with relationships.
for sure.
And I remember some years ago I was on my way to Vegas and I was packing and I'm like, damn, there's some stuff that I just simply can't take. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as much as, and it took me down a rabbit hole. And I was like, man, as much as I like my little place, I'm not guaranteed to make it back here. Like, they have our family come clean this shit out and they put somebody else in here. And I'm like, as much as I like all these clothes and shoes, I can only have one pair of shoes on at once and one outfit on at once. And I'm like, you really don't own shit.
Right,
I'm like, I don't even own my own body. I can't control getting old. I can't control getting sick. And I can't control dying. The only thing that I can control is how I think and how I feel. And once I really tapped into that part, that's obviously like what changed the narrative is about like the brain and the heart. Understanding that, you have the power and control over how you think and how you feel. And once you happy with yourself, once you happy and you just humble and appreciative and show gratitude for the life you do have, it makes you look at everybody else's life like I'm thankful and gracious that I still get to hug my aunt.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your mom been through a lot health wise over her life, and for her to still be here, I always tell people like, nobody is stronger than my aunt. You know what I mean? And that if she sit up there and do it and don't complain about it, that motivate me to always, you know what I'm saying, bust my ass. Our grandmother lost her eyesight in her later years from diabetes, the complications of it. And obviously, we know my situation. I got hurt in 2006 where I was stabbed in my left eye and I'm blind in my eye. I didn't see my grandmother complain not once about being blind, and it wasn't shit for me to complain about. You understand what I'm saying? So understanding like all these things, sometimes it be precursors to look at somebody else's situation and gain strength off of their testimony. That's why I share my testimony with the community. Like not of one of being a champion, or one of any kind of failures, setbacks, you know what I'm saying, defeats. Everybody gonna fall, but staying on the ground is a choice.
For real. And y'all be trying to figure out why I be going so hard. Look at my bloodline, man. Like, like look at him. Cause truth be told, like I got a lot of strong people around me, man. Every time I get down or get weak or like even when I'm doing the side hustling, doing the Uber rides, the Lyft rides, and it be late, I'm like, man, I'm kind of tired. No, I'm 32 years old, supposed to be in my prime. Get your rest, pour into yourself, treat yourself right, but go put that work in.
Mm-hmm.
Go put that work in. Right now, it's the best I'm gonna feel doing it probably for the rest of life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, you gotta keep pushing yourself, push yourself. When you keep pushing yourself become easier. So, yeah, man, it's super dope. I ain't gonna lie to you. We gotta have some more of these talks and really talk to the people, because I can tell it's gonna be something great for sure.
No,
It's gonna be something
man,
great for sure.
100%, man. Like I say, one of my favorite quotes is each person that we meet is often our mirrors because they can easily reflect our past, present, or future. And when I saw that, at some point in life, I stopped looking at people as people and I started looking at people as myself. How would I want me to handle me if I was upset? How would I want me to handle me if I was grieving? How would I want me to handle me if I was having a bad interaction with one of my sons, my mother, etc., and so on and so forth, because we all experience the same range of emotions and feelings, just not at the same time. They not all triggered by the same thing, and we all don't give the same responses. But to deny that I don't cry, to deny that I'm not scared at times, to deny that I'm confused at times will be a lie. So just because I know that I can possess and think all these things, everybody is capable of doing all these things because we all come from the same place. You dig what I'm saying? And that doesn't matter. That don't matter what color you is, whether you black, African American, nigga, Mexican, Asian. The wages of sin is death, and we all gonna die because ain't nobody on this motherfucking earth perfect.
That's crazy. Talking about the I want to go to a whole nother little thing, but I know we a little crunched on time. But I got a whole little thing to talk about, even like the life itself, and talking about like, yeah, we gonna have some more episodes. I want to go down a rabbit hole, but I ain't gonna go down it. I ain't gonna go down it. But man, Cut, I much appreciate you. Once again, I want to shout out Change the Narrative, doing big things, and we really do got to change the narrative. We do got to think. We got this independency, and everybody wanted to get money and be alone and get independent and cut themselves off. But no, we really need to build our village up, change the narrative with that. Even change the narrative on like even like the rap game and like snitching and stuff like that. Like we got make our communities better. If somebody is a menace to your environment, your community, we need to fix that. We need to do things to change that narrative and build our communities up, take care of our communities, and that's going to return in all ways. Spiritually, financially, the value going up, everything. Life get better once you start taking care of what's around you.
And if I may, the reason why I came up with the change the narrative concept, like the mission of it is to raise self-awareness by promoting accountability. Theoretically, if you know better, you expect it to do better. So changing the narrative starts with you. It starts with the individual, and I know it sounds so cliche, but I'm a quote Mike and start with the man or the one man in the mirror. And once you know what I'm saying, understand you, it help you understand us way better. And again, we start handling each other with care, and we start holding each other accountable because we hold ourselves accountable first. If you wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, take advantage of somebody lacking, then call somebody out on somebody taking advantage of somebody, you know what I'm saying, lacking. But if you the type that will catch somebody lacking and you speak on somebody catching somebody lacking as if they did something wrong, then you're a hypocrite. If you sitting up here talking about how good of a father you is, but you don't take care of your own children, and you taking care of somebody else's child, you know what I'm saying, you a hypocrite. If you not, you know what I'm saying, being the best son, best version of yourself, like you a hypocrite. And the thing is, we all are not thugs. We all are not gangbangers. We all are not absent fathers. We all are not woman beaters. We all are not misogynists. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have the power to change that narrative. The things that you don't like about yourself, is up to you to address that. It's not a worldly problem. It's not cuz problem. It's not my mama's problem. It's my problem. And the first thing I need to do is acknowledge that there is a problem. And then I need to process this problem. And then I'm going to take some kind of action. And that's how you change your narrative.
100%, man. Well, big cuz, it was a pleasure to have you.
Appreciate
Thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of Monstars Mentality. Talk to y'all soon.